जिस बॉर्डर एरिया में हो रहे हैं वो जॉइंट ऑपरेशंस हो रहे हैं। इसमें हमारी आर्मी, बीएसएफ और सीआरपीएफ जो है वो सब मिलके ऑपरेशन कर रहे हैं। लेकिन ये एक बहुत बड़ा ऑपरेशन जो है हमारी बीएसएफ ने किया है, जिसमें पूरी घुसपैठ की कोशिश को जो पाक रेंजर्स के भी द्वारा जो घुसपैठ की कोशिश कर रही थी, यानी कि आतंकियों की आड़ में पाक रेंजर्स भी घुसने की कोशिश कर रहे थे, उनको भी हमारी जो बीएसएफ है उसने फायरिंग करके खदेड़ भगाया है।
जी अंजू, और इसकी ऑपरेशनल डिटेल्स थोड़ा बहुत बता सकती हैं? बहुत सारी जो अलग ऑपरेशनल डिटेल्स तो खैर शेयर नहीं करनी चाहिए, आपको माफी चाहूंगी ये पूछने के लिए, लेकिन एक सुबह से जो है हमारे पास बहुत सी खबरें आ रही हैं, जैसे पुंछ में कोई बहुत लाउड एक्सप्लोजन सुना था, जम्मू में भी कुछ एक्सप्लोजन सुने जा रहे हैं, उरी सेक्टर में भी चल रहा है, ट्रेजिकली एक औरत की जान भी चली गई है। ओवरऑल हमें बताइए अभी सिनेरियो क्या है?
जी देखिए, मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगी कि ये जो जम्मू कश्मीर का जो पूरा रीजन है, इस वक्त वहां पर पैनिक है, लेकिन हमारी जो फोर्सेस हैं वो डे एंड नाइट ऑपरेशंस कर रही हैं। और इन ऑपरेशन में आपको मैं बताना चाहूंगी कि हमारे एयर डिफेंस से हमारी जो इंडियन नेवी है और हमारी जो इवन हमारी जो इंडियन आर्मी है, सब मिलके पूरे तमाम तरह के ऑपरेशंस कर रही हैं। अगर हम जम्मू कश्मीर सेलेक्टेड उस रीजन की अगर हम बात करें तो जो ड्रोन अटैक या मिसाइल अटैक की कोशिश जो पाकिस्तान कर रहा है, उसको हमारे जो एयर डिफेंस सिस्टम्स हैं वो लगातार उसको न्यूट्रलाइज कर रहे हैं, उसको विफल कर रहे हैं। तो एक बड़ी हम इसको एक जीत भी मान सकते हैं हमारी इंडियन फोर्सेस के द्वारा, क्योंकि जितने भी कोशिश जो की करने की कोशिश पाकिस्तान ने की है, उसको हमारी फोर्सेस ने ऑलमोस्ट जो है उसको न्यूट्रलाइज किया है। और सायरन, क्योंकि ये एक तरीके से लोगों को अलर्ट करने के लिए भी है कि वो पैनिक न करें और अपने शेल्टर्स जो हैं या जो हाइड आउट्स जो बनाए गए हैं वहां पर चले जाएं, जो लोगों के सेफ्टी के लिए बंकर्स बनाए हैं वहां पर चले जाएं, ताकि किसी भी तरह की जो मिसाइल अटैक या ड्रोन अटैक हो रहा है उससे लोगों को नुकसान ना हो। जहां तक हम ऑपरेशन की बात करें तो ऑपरेशन जो है वो लगातार चल रहे हैं, डे एंड नाइट चल रहे हैं।
जी, हमारे साथ जुड़े रहिए अंजू। आई एम ऑल्सो जॉइंड बाय माय कोलीग अंकित बट फ्रॉम ग्राउंड। अंकित, अभी बताइए लेटेस्ट क्या है इसमें? काफी एक बड़ी विक्ट्री है ये हमारी फोर्सेस के लिए, एक बहुत बड़ी इन्फिल्ट्रेशन बिट जो है वो फॉइल की गई है सांबा में। बीएसएफ ने 7 जैश ए मोहम्मद के टेररिस्ट को मार गिराया है। व्हाट्स द लेटेस्ट?
ये सबसे बड़ी खबर है, क्योंकि ये जो इलाका आता है जहां से आतंकियों की तरफ से घुसपैठ की कोशिश की गई थी, पाकिस्तान का शकरगढ़ इलाका आता है। ये वही शकरगढ़ इलाका है जहां पे आतंकियों के कई लॉन्च पैड्स एक्टिव है। माना जाता है कि सबसे ज्यादा आतंकी संगठन जैश यहां पर एक्टिव है। इसमें पाकिस्तानी रेंजर्स पूरी तरीके से इन्वॉल्व थे। पाकिस्तानी रेंजर्स की पोस्ट दंडर, ये वो पोस्ट है जहां से आतंकी घुसपैठ के प्रयास में थे, क्योंकि पूरी तरीके से बॉर्डर अलर्ट पर था। आईबी अंतरराष्ट्रीय सीमा सांबा सेक्टर 11 बजे के करीब जैसे ही आतंकियों की मूवमेंट इस इलाके में देखी जाती है तो पूरी तरीके से इन्फिल्ट्रेशन बिट फाइल जो है वो बीएसएफ की तरफ से की जाती है। माना जाता है कि 7 से ज्यादा लोग जो है 7 से ज्यादा आतंकी इन्फिल्ट्रेशन की फिराक में थे, लेकिन 7 लोगों को पूरी तरीके से न्यूट्रलाइज किया गया है। 7 आतंकियों को पूरी तरीके से इस इलाके में न्यूट्रलाइज किया गया है। ये बड़ी कामयाबी है बीएसएफ के लिए और ये दिखाता है कि लेवल ऑफ अलर्टनेस अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सीमा पर बीएसएफ की किस तरीके से है।
और सबसे बड़ी बात कि जबकि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर ऑलरेडी अंडरवे है, हम लोगों ने पाकिस्तान को बीफिटिंग रिस्पांस भी दे चुके हैं, दे रहे हैं। अब ये जो 7 जैश के टेररिस्ट को मार गिराया है सांबा में, अंकित, पाकिस्तान इससे आपको क्या लग रहा है कि अपनी इन्फिल्ट्रेशन अटेम्प्ट्स को कहीं ना कहीं बढ़ा रहा है, इवन दो इंडिया हैज गिवन इट अ स्ट्रॉन्ग रिस्पॉन्स अंडर ऑपरेशन सिंदूर? ये पाकिस्तान के इंटेंट के बारे में हमें क्या बताता है?
पाकिस्तान का इंटेंस ये दिखाता है कि जब कल मिसाइल पाकिस्तान की तरफ से दागी गई थी, ड्रोन के जरिए हमले करने की कोशिश की गई थी, लेकिन हमारे पूरी तरीके से जो एयरबेस सिस्टम था उसने पाकिस्तान की पूरी धज्जियां उड़ा दी। किसी भी तरीके से कोई भी नुकसान नहीं हुआ। उसके बाद पाकिस्तान ने प्लान 2 यानी कि प्लान बी को एक्टिवेट किया, आतंकियों की घुसपैठ करवाने की कोशिश की गई, उसमें भी पाकिस्तान पूरी तरीके से विफल हुआ। उसके बाद पाकिस्तान ने प्लान 3 को एक्टिवेट किया। प्लान 3 क्या था? लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल पर सीज फायर का उल्लंघन करना, आर्टिलरी से सिविलियन इलाकों को निशाना बनाना। लगातार हमने पिछले दिनों से, कई दिन से, आज तकरीबन 15 दिन हो गए हैं, चाहे वो रजौरी का इलाका हो, अखनूर का इलाका हो, नौशेरा का इलाका हो, उरी, बारामुल्ला, ये ऐसे इलाके हैं जहां पे लगातार पाकिस्तान सीज फायर का उल्लंघन कर रहा है। सूत्र हमें बताते हैं कि पाकिस्तान की तरफ से चाइनीज आर्टिलरी जो है उसका इस्तेमाल किया गया है लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल पर सीज फायर वायलेशन को लेकर, लेकिन भारतीय सेना भी पूरी तरीके से पाकिस्तान को मुंह तोड़ जवाब दे रही है। पाकिस्तान पूरी तरीके से बौखला चुका है और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंच पर भी लगातार एक्सपोज होता हुआ नजर आ रहा है।
अंकित, मैं आपसे ये भी जानना चाहूंगी क्या इंटेलिजेंस अलर्ट्स जो हैं वो ऐसे कुछ मोर इन्फिल्ट्रेशन अटेम्प्ट्स को लेकर के हमारे पास कुछ ऐसा रिपोर्ट आया है कि आने वाले दिनों में, गिवन जैसा आपने बहुत यू राइटली पॉइंटेड आउट कि पाकिस्तान बौखलाया हुआ है, फ्रस्ट्रेटेड है, अटैक करने की कोशिश कर रहा है, अटैक हो नहीं रहा, उसके वहां पे अटैक हो रहा है तो वो सोया पा रहा है। सो बेसिकली पाकिस्तान इज क्वाइट फ्रस्ट्रेटेड टू बी ऑनेस्ट, एंड इस मोमेंट पे आपके जवाब देने से पहले मैं अपनी फोर्सेस की सराहना भी करना चाहूंगी। The amount of hard work that they've been put in to make sure that we are safe, a big salute to our forces, and honestly I mean we cannot thank them enough. अंकित, आपसे मेरा सवाल ये है, क्या वहां हमारे पास कोई ऐसी रिपोर्ट्स है, कुछ इंटेल ऐसा आया है कि ऐसे कुछ मोर जो फ्रस्ट्रेटेड पाकिस्तानी फोर्सेस है वो कुछ और इन्फिल्ट्रेशन अटेम्प्ट्स कर सकती हैं इंडिया में आने वाले दिनों में?
देखिए, जिस तरीके से ये इन्फिल्ट्रेशन अटेम्प्ट हुई उसके बाद ये साफ दिखाता है कि जब पाकिस्तान लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल पर भी सीज फायर का उल्लंघन करता है, पाकिस्तान का 2 मकसद होते हैं। एक, सिविलियन इलाकों को टारगेट करना, दूसरा इस आड़ में आतंकियों की घुसपैठ करवाना। ये साफ दिखाता है कि किस तरीके से लगातार पाकिस्तान सीज फायर वायलेशन करते हुए आतंकियों की घुसपैठ भी करवाना चाहता है। हमने कई बार देखा कि पाकिस्तानी पोस्टों के अंदर आतंकियों को ये रखते हैं, पाकिस्तानी सेना इनकी मदद करती है, आईएसआई पूरी तरीके से फंडिंग करती है, उसके साथ पाकिस्तानी रेंजर जो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सीमा के उस तरफ है, यानी कि पाकिस्तान के इलाके में, चाहे वो सियालकोट हो, शकरगढ़ इलाका हो, मराला का इलाका हो, ये साफ तौर पे दिखाता है कि बिना पाकिस्तानी सेना, बिना पाकिस्तानी रेंजर्स की मदद से और खास तौर पे आईएसआई की मदद से ये आतंकी घुसपैठ नहीं कर सकते। आप अंदाजा लगाइए कि जब पाकिस्तान के लोग बॉर्डर तक नहीं पहुंच पाते, पाकिस्तान ऑक्यूपाइड जम्मू कश्मीर में जो लोग हैं वो वहां पे पाकिस्तानी सेना से पूरी तरीके से तंग आ चुके हैं। जगह जगह पर उनके खिलाफ प्रोटेस्ट भी हमने कई बार देखे हैं। तो ये दिखाता है कि लेवल ऑफ फ्रस्ट्रेशन इस वक्त पाकिस्तान और पाकिस्तान ऑक्यूपाइड जम्मू कश्मीर में किस तरीके से बढ़ी हुई है, खासतौर पे पाकिस्तानी सेना को लेकर।
जी, और अंकित, मैं आपसे ये भी जानना चाहूंगी, ये जो 7 टेररिस्ट मारे गए हैं, क्या ये हेवीली आर्म्ड थे? क्या कुछ रिकवरी की गई है फ्रॉम द एनकाउंटर साइट?
देखिए, अभी क्योंकि इनिशियल जानकारी आई है उसके मुताबिक 7 आतंकियों को मारा गया है। जब जैसे ही आतंकी इन्फिल्ट्रेट कर रहे थे, मैं फिर कह रहा हूं ये सिर्फ 7 नहीं होंगे, उससे ज्यादा भी हो सकते हैं, लेकिन क्योंकि रात का समय था, इस समय लगातार जो बॉर्डर पर सिचुएशन बनी हुई है उसको देखते हुए पूरे इलाके में जो अलर्टनेस है, लेवल ऑफ अलर्टनेस बेहद ज्यादा हाई है। ये आतंकी लगातार प्रयास कर रहे थे कि हमारी सीमा में घुस सके, लेकिन बीएसएफ दाद देनी पड़ेगी, बीएसएफ के जाबाज कमांडोज को, बीएसएफ को, जिन्होंने पूरी तरीके से मुस्तैदी रखी और इन इन्फिल्ट्रेशन बिड फाइल जो है अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सीमा पर की है।
जी अंकित हमारे साथ जुड़े रहिए. इनफैक्ट एट दिस टाइम आई वुड वंस अगेन टेल आवर व्यूअर्स दैट आवर फोर्सेस हैव शोन why they are among the finest in the world. In the face of danger, they stood their ground, eliminated the threat, protected our nation with unmatched bravery. The foiling of the infiltration bid, viewers, in Samba is not just another operation, it is a message to our enemies. And on that note, we have some big news coming in from Jaisalmer. A live bomb was found in Jaisalmer's Gajroop Sagar area. The bomb there is part of the ammunition dropped by Pak Air Force. And on receiving the information, the district and police administration team reached the spot. Efforts are being made to defuse the bomb. An army team is at the spot coordinating the operations to defuse the bomb. This is the big news that we're tracking for all our viewers. And for those who have just joined us, I'm quickly going to give you this update once more. A live bomb, viewers, has been found in Jaisalmer's Gajroop Sagar area. It was a part of the ammunition that was dropped by the frustrated Pakistan Air Force. On receiving the information, the district and police administration quickly reached the spot and the efforts are currently underway to defuse the bomb. On your screens, visuals, the first visuals, in fact, from Jaisalmer. An army team there is at the spot coordinating the operations to defuse the bomb. Let me quickly go across to Wing Commander Praful Bakshi, who continues to stay with us. Sir, how do you really view these developments? You know, I mean, कितने ज़्यादा बौखलाए हुए हैं, कितने frustrated हैं, अटैक करना चाह रहे हैं, अटैक हो नहीं रहा, उनकी सरजमीन पर अटैक हो रहा है, वो रोक नहीं पा रहे हैं. What exactly are they doing? I mean, at this point, I have no words. I don't know what they're trying to do. I am sure even they don't know what they're trying to do.
Exactly, Neha. There's a confusion and total lack of, proper breakup of command in these terrorist organization commanded by Army of Pakistan. With that, they actually are doing their level best. Now, this bomb has been dropped by aircraft, or we have to find out which aircraft and all, because our air defense radar must have picked up the aircraft which has come and dropped a bomb here. We have to find that out also. And very, very happy that the bomb disposal unit is there, part of the civil defense, that they are going to now defuse the bomb. Very good. But question is, Pakistan Army is now desperately infusing and infiltrating more and more terrorists there. They are doing it, but perhaps the terrorists cannot do enough. That's why they're resorting to bombing also. And nothing much has come about any aerial activity in Jaisalmer. Though we did hear about some pilot being found, etc. and all, but that was, I think, a fake news. We have to now find out what Pakistan Air Force is up to, because which aircraft came which dropped this bomb, probably, or was it a bigger drone which dropped it? We have to check up, because we have to check up if the Pakistan has been given heavy arms carrying drone. Baraktiar can carry some limited weapon, all right. So we have to make about it, but we don't have to get worried about it. Nothing will change our plans. We have to go accordingly. Breakup of Pakistan the breakup of terrorist organization has started up. They're cracking up. And what BSF did, you see, when you break the leadership, then there is internal fight in the group as to who will become the leader, and then politics take place. A lot of things also take place like that. And Pakistan Army cannot handle everything, what they are doing. So we have to now start putting Pakistan Army under pressure. When we start taking POK, Pakistan Army will come out and fight. When Pakistan Army comes out and fight, then the war is declared. Then you declare the war. Then the people who get caught become POW. The Geneva Conventions apply. At the moment, they are not applying because there is no war. This is only border skirmishes. So this we have to draw Pakistan out in war to break their will. Otherwise, they will not break their will. Pakistan public will not be able to throw them out. They will retain their position. and they want to retain the position, and they are taking the help of terrorists for that. So they go all out to get the terrorists, and supply from outside is coming. As you know, the Chinese-made weapons have been found. Where are the weapons coming from? They are coming from the China, and also these weapons are coming from Afghanistan, leftover from Americans. They are all coming to Pakistan very easily. So that also is also coming into this area. Neha.
All right, sir. Also, Pakistan's use of these drone attacks and artillery shelling is clearly a desperate attempt to salvage its image domestically. And, after, of course, it faced repeated setbacks. It kind of, wants to send a message that, देखिए, हम भी कर रहे हैं, वो हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है, उसके, that doesn't matter, I'm sure. But in order to save its face, it also wants to send out a message to its people
Right.
that we are also acting against India. Sir, interestingly enough, yesterday there was a video that went viral on social media platforms, and I came across that video where I saw General Munir, who finally dared to make a public appearance. He was speaking to addressing basically the Pakistan police and telling them that, you're all Allah ke, aap sab aadmi hai, India ek dushman nation hai, uske khilaf aap kare, hum aapke saath baithe hain. And all of that, sir, I'm sure you've also seen that video. What does all of this really speak about the kind of frustration that Pakistani forces are really facing?
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry to use these words, but when General Munir was talking to the Pakistan police, it didn't look like that, it's a general speaking. It genuinely looked like that it's a Maulvi who's trying to instill some sort of confidence in the Pakistan police, telling them, beta, ghabarao mat India se, thode bahut hi marenge, par chale jao, because we have to save face.
Yeah, because, I'll tell you, Neha, first thing, his background is he is a son of a Maulvi, and he's from Jalandhar. So you must understand that. So he is there, and he's from Jalandhar. So he's got that, little inferiority that he's from outside. And people call him Muhajir. So if he's a Punjabi, he'll get away. If he's not a Punjabi, then he has got more problems. So one thing is there, that is that he is under pressure. And there is a breakup of chain of command in Pakistan. Even the army faction is against him. There is a danger of coup. And then there are danger of people who are against him. Imran Khan's party, youth, etc. So he has to pacify police. Police is a social organization. So he has to talk very sweetly to them, tell them, please, you are a son of Allah and like me and etc. And we should fight together, and Hindus and whatever the word, language he can use. Very unlike a general. I really marvel at the system which has created him, made him a general. Whatever the case may be, he is there, so he is there. But the question is, what we are going to do about it? We have to keep him under pressure. He may be overthrown very soon, quite chances. I do not know whether somebody will attempt a assassination on him or not. That's not our job.
That help India? Wing Commander, I'm sorry to interrupt. How does that help India? It's not Munir, it's somebody else. But the basic nature of Pakistan remains the same. They will continue to harbor terrorists. What should India really do to settle it once and for all, sir?
India has to bring the army of Pakistan down. They are the father of terrorism. All these Masood Azhar and all are their baby. So they are the stepping stone. Masood Azhar, the terrorists are stepping stone for them. So first thing is, army has to be annihilated. Army can only be annihilated if they face humiliation. And humiliation will only come through a war, not otherwise. Because otherwise, actually, to tell you the truth, most of the Western countries want a military dictatorship in Pakistan. They love it. They actually nurture it. Their lip service they give, we want democracy back and all, nothing doing. Their job becomes easy because more arms are sold, more conflicts are created. The defense market flourishes when there is an army commander who's running the country. So nobody will do it. A major war with Pakistan will humiliate the army. Whether Munir goes down, next chief goes down, that's not the question. But this aspect is absolutely clear, that army was humiliated, then the terrorism will become absolutely rudderless. Nobody to guide them. Because who will guide them? then, and government does not want to touch the terrorists. The youth does not want to touch the terrorists. Now they are ISI, terrorist mullah and army. They're the combination. They have to be broken. That is how to break it. And that is why I'm insisting, when we take the POK, Pakistan army will then come out to fight. Then we will get all the reason to attack Sindh also, everything. We'll start doing it. Our navy, which is standing outside into the international water, will then close in. That is what I'm trying to tell you.
All right, Wing Commander, continue to stay with us. In fact, there is an air alert in Chandigarh. This was the big breaking that we were getting for all our viewers. But in the meantime, I'm also joined by my colleague Sakshi Latoria, and she is quickly going to give us an update. Sakshi is here with me in the studio. She'll, in fact, draw a comparison between the Pakistani and Indian jets. Let's quickly take a listen.
So much, Neha, for tossing it over to me. Let me break down all the detailed analysis of the jets that India possess at the moment, and Pakistan also has it. Let's give them a brief details to all of our viewers. All right. So first up, let's compare our Mirage with their F-16 Falcon. Mirage 2000, the name, it's a multi-role jet fighter. The origin of this particular multi-role jet fighter is France. All right, and it was made in 1982. Commenced in Indian Armed Forces, the induction in Indian Armed Forces was in the year of 1985. Now let's also speak about the range of this particular jet. It's 1515 kilometers. And if we have to speak about the max speed of this particular jet, it's Mach 2.2, which is about 2336 kilometers per hour. On the other side, now let's also speak about F-16 Falcon with Pakistan. Again, of course, it's a multi-role fighter. The origin of this particular jet is USA. It was first produced in the year of 1973, then was inducted in Pakistan's Air Force in the year of 1983. If we have to speak about the range of this particular jet and has to compare it with Mirage 2000 as well, it has a range of 4,220 kilometers. The max speed is Mach 1.2, which is around 1,470 kilometers per hour. So you see here, the range is much more than what Mirage 2000 has, but then you can also compare the speed there. The max speed is 2.2 with our Mirage, and their max speed is 1.2 with our F-16 Falcon. Moving on, let's bring the other jet into the picture. Let's speak about our Dassault Rafale, which is again a multi-role fighter jet. The origin of this particular one is from France. First produced in the year of 1986, inducted in Indian Armed Forces in the year of 2020. Then if we have to speak about the range of it, it's 1850 kilometer, which is around 999 nautical miles. Then if we have to speak about max speed of it, it's Mach 1.8, which is 1915 kilometers per hour. On the other side, if we have to compare it with jet J-17 Thunder, again a multi-role combat aircraft in Pakistan Air Force. The origin of it is China. First produced in the year of 2007, then inducted in Pakistani Air Force in the year of 2010. If we have to speak about the range of this particular aircraft, it is 3,482 kilometers, but the max speed is 1.6, so 1,960.1 kilometers per hour. Again, if we will have to draw the comparison of the max speed, our Dassault Rafale has Mach of 1.8, their J-17 Thunder has the max speed of 1.6. Moving on. Let's bring another jet into the picture. Sukhoi Su-30, big thing. Multi-role fighter aircraft, type of it. Origin country, Russia. First produced in the year of 2002. Inducted in the very same year to the Indian Air Force. Again, the range is 3,000 kilometers. Let me highlight this. 3,000 kilometers with our Sukhois. And then the max speed is Mach 2.0, which is 2,120 kilometers per hour. Comparing it with J-10 Dragon, multi-role combat aircraft, origin country, China. Again, first produced in the year of 1998, but inducted in the year of 2002. If you have to compare it with the range, it has a range of 1,850 kilometers. Compare the range, viewers, if you can see. The range for our Sukhois is 3,000 kilometers. The range for their J-10 Dragons is 1,850. If you have to compare the max speed again, it's 2.0 with our Sukhois, but Mach 2.2, which is 2,327 kilometers per hour with their J-10 Dragon. So that's the detailed analysis of the jets that India has at the moment and Pakistan has at the moment. Back to you, Neha.
Right. Thank you so much, Sakshi, for joining us with all of those important insights. Wing Commander, I'd like to come to you on that note. You know, as India successfully repelled Pakistan's strikes, reports emerged that Islamabad may have deployed its F-16 fighter jets during the attack. But sir, isn't Pakistan barred from using F-16s or even US-made weapons in conventional warfare unless US approves it? So isn't it the duty of the United States to ask Pakistan some tough questions?
Absolutely right. So America has to ask questions. Last time America did take a stern step in the President's Amendment Bill, and they stopped supplying of F-16. But and last time when Abhinandan's case, when the F-16 shot down, when news came up, America was very worried. America stopped, scuttled the news. That's what this is. And America does not want to hear about it. America knows Pakistan will use it, but America does not want it to come into public. Let me assure you, this has been given to fight the terrorists. Can you beat it? The most ridiculous thing that you are using F-16 to fight terrorists. So this is what I've not stopped laughing after that. So America thinks that Billy Bunter, with that typical bully boy who bullies little boys. America thinks they're Billy Bunters. What he says, everybody will believe. So forget it. This is a nexus between Pakistan and America. Let's forget it. F-16 will be used against us, and America will not do anything. That's what's all.
Commander, continue to stay with us. In fact, let me also take out a moment and appreciate what our forces are doing for us. Because once again, our forces have shown why they are among the finest in the world. In the face of danger, they stood their ground, eliminated the threat and protected our nation with unmatched bravery. Be it the foiling of the infiltration bid in Samba, and in fact, or be it giving Pakistan a befitting lesson, the message to our enemies was clear. Cross the line and you will be killed. Hats off to our forces who acted with courage, precision and sheer determination. Every Indian today, I'm sure, stands tall and proud, saluting our guardians in uniform who never sleep so that we can rest in peace. On that note, in fact, I'm also joined by Colonel Anurag Shukla. Colonel Anurag Shukla, quick word for our forces from your end, sir.
I have no word for their bravery. Their bravery and professionalism is seen on ground. Everybody is appreciating the same. We are taking a calibrated attack and we are not striking inappropriate. Our targets are and were terrorists unless Pakistan forces provoke us and they get into direct confrontation with us. So all the full nation is behind you, behind our forces, and everybody here is looking forward for your safe return and very bad to the Paki soldiers. Thank you.
Right. Continue to stay with us. Wing Commander Bakshi, I'll come to you on that note, sir. Pakistan also is reportedly used Chinese SH-15 artillery to hit civilian areas. How do you really see this China-Pakistan nexus shaping up? And I also want to add here, isn't it time for the global community to call out this dangerous partnership?
Obviously, global community should call out, but let me tell you one thing, global community is not very interested. All the countries which are paying lip service to you, actually the countries don't want India to become very strong. All this America, Great Britain and all, it is detrimental to their interest. Because moment we overtake China, then we'll be the competitors to America. So America will always give us, shabash, very good, but otherwise they don't like it. So because our trade will overtake them, our goods will overtake them. All this is, madam, very few friends you have in this. Very few friends. I doubt all these people who have direct interest or clash will not be our friend. Yes, other countries in Europe which have nothing to do with us, Slovakia and all those, they'll appreciate us. Ethiopia, Sudan, they will appreciate us. I've traveled to these countries. I know very well what are their attitude towards us. Great Britain, never. America, never. They will not do it. Yes, but they will be very good. They'll attend your functions, programs, all that thing. But question is, we have to bother about that. China is giving very smart. It is not stepping forward. It is not doing anything. It is just preparing Pakistan and Bangladesh and waiting. America wants India to confront Pakistan, China. That is for sure. Till such time we live up to its thing, he will be on our side. Moment we overtake China, it will be different. So we have to watch out our interest, how we shape up. But other countries, democracy-loving countries, are all very full of appreciation for us, and everybody knows that ultimately the democratic country like India will come out victorious.
Right, and also, sir, you know, civilian areas in Uri and Kupwara were hit. A woman lost her life tragically.
Yeah.
Why is the world still silent when Pakistan openly targets innocents? Isn't this yet another act of state-sponsored terror, sir? What more proof do we need?
It is a state-sponsored terror that Pakistan is deliberately doing it. I'll tell you, there is a word called reprisal in the humanitarian law, Geneva Convention. Reprisal says, at one time it said that when the enemy is violating the humanitarian laws and attacking your civilian, you can do till such time they stop. But that has changed. Now it is, whatever may happen, if enemy is attacking your civilians, you will not attack the civilians. You will only carry out attack on the military targets. In fact, a person like me, when I was in Geneva, I challenged them. I said, then what is the reprisal about? Their military targets, I am going to attack as it is. So this aspect is now very clear that Pakistan will do, but nobody is going to find fault until we go to international court, criminal court, and say that so-and-so did it. And that will take years after that. 1981, America-Iraq war, the cases are still in the court. They're there. But nobody is very interested. The world will not tell Pakistan and China. And what will they tell? Well, somebody write an article, somebody will say in the parliament, it makes no difference to China, it makes no difference to Pakistan, because Pakistan is supported by all the countries which want dominance of their rule, the Islamic rule, the radical Islam. So nobody is interested in these finer points, what you're talking of. So I'm sorry, and United Nations, you know what it is now, what is left of United Nations. So who's going to come on in our aid? Nobody.
Right, Wing Commander. Thank you so much, Wing Commander Praful Bakshi, for your time, for joining us with all of your valuable insights. Thank you so much, sir. It's time for us to sip a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back and give you lots more on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
मुस्कुराए लड़खड़ाए जिंदगी चाहे जो भी हो।
सर, पेशेंट के लिए कौन सा रूम प्रेफर करेंगे आप?
जिंदगी भर के प्यार का कोई रेट कार्ड नहीं होता। टाटा AIG हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, विद यू लाइक फैमिली, विद यू ऑलवेज।
Smashing corporate boundaries through sport. The News9 Corporate Badminton Championship 2025, in collaboration with Padma Shri Pulela Gopichand, offers corporations a unique opportunity to boost employee engagement through sport.
It's a perfect blend of fun, fitness and competition. So I invite all the corporate people out there to come to the court and showcase their passion for sports as well.
Top corporates are already in. Are you?
Presenting sponsor, Srinidhi University, Kindle the Light Within.
Co-powered by Tata AIG, with you always. Venue partner, Gopichand Academy. Sports medicine partner, CSSH, Center for Spine and Sports Health. Associate sponsor, Blue Star, built on trust. Dinshas since 1932. D-Beats, a diamond is forever. Tata New. Celebration partner, Big Bull, the future of clubbing.
Is life transactional by any chance?
Of course. Everything in the creation affects everything else.
You are not only an actor, you are an activist.
Through my cinema, I've tried to always project what I really felt.
You tried to make women look beautiful for themselves.
The message to women was, let the spotlight of your life be on you.
You are fiercely competitive in nature, but you come across as a typical good boy that every mother would like to have.
But it doesn't mean you're not raging inside, or equally euphoric.
You have donned many hats, but who is Kiran Rao?
I am a speck and I am not even a blink in time.
From being somebody to becoming nobody is the first step in enlightenment. Even now, I don't think of myself as a brand.
You still move ahead with your beliefs.
Winning the game is what's going to make this decision right.
It's a kind of a barometer that you have internally.
It was lovely talking to Barun. It was great fun, and I think you'll find it fun to watch.
I found the discussion very thought-provoking.
As befits such a conversation, one goes back with more questions and answers.
He gave me a formula which I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, which is something that you'll have to watch the show for.
Watch Radical Presents Duologue with Barun Das, Season 3 at these times on News9. News9 English News as it should be.
Businesses are primarily in India known by their owners.
When you start a business, you don't realize how much you're putting the entire family at risk.
The trust is a big element.
And a typical symbol of trust is usually a banyan tree. And I used to, in my early days, wonder that how will a young company look like a banyan tree?
When you brought in this beauty product, Naika, you tried to make women look beautiful for themselves.
It's a message to women. Let the spotlight of your life be on you. And for that, we wanted her to be as confident as she wants.
India desperately needs that shift in mindset where women would be leading from the front.
They're risk takers and they do take open-ended risk, and a belief in yourself that you don't allow others to destabilize you and you keep pursuing your path.
Watch Radical Presents Duologue with Barun Das, Season 3 featuring Falguni Nair at these times on News9. News9 English News as it should be.
आपके वक़्फ़ में एक भी नॉन मुस्लिम नहीं आएगा.
Waqf bill was passed by Rajya Sabha. Opposition parties have challenged the legislation in the Supreme Court. What is the biggest challenge of Amit Shah in Tamil Nadu? Can Mohammad Yunus be trusted because he met Prime Minister Modi? World will come to know, India will come to know who were his handlers. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee met thousands of teachers and educators. Tharoor said that it took 21 months for Bharatiya Janata Party to impose president rule in the state.
What is to the nines? In literal terms, it's perfection. But to us, it's not just a phrase, it's an attitude. One that starts at your desk and sends a statement to the world. To the nines is about taking charge. It's a way of life where every seam, every fold, is crafted with excellence. It's timeless elegance and uncompromising quality made for the corner office. It's the ideas that inspire redefining order and elevating the tabletop. To the nines, for the leaders of today and the visionaries of tomorrow.
This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News9, English news as it should be.
A very warm welcome to those who have just joined. Indian border with Pakistan, viewers, is the hottest it has been in 40 years. A lot has transpired in the last 12 hours alone, and a lot will happen. Because we're dealing with a country, remember, that's simply beyond shame. We tried dialogue, we tried diplomacy, we reached out through every possible channel. But Pakistan understands only one language. That's clear to everyone, the language of terror. We warned them repeatedly, do not wake the dragon, because once it's awake, it's impossible to tame. They still did not listen. Pakistan, viewers, the world's terror nursery, continues to peddle unrest in India. And when enough was enough, we showed them their place with Operation Sindoor. And guess what? They still did not learn. On Thursday night, Pakistan attempted to launch swarm drones across multiple locations along the line of control and the international border. India's response was swift and precise. Over 50 drones were neutralized by the Indian Army using L-70 guns, Zu 23mm cannons and other advanced counter-drone technology. The large-scale interception took place in Udhampur, Samba, Jammu, Akhnur, Nagrota and Pathankot. Then came the artillery shelling. Heavy, indiscriminate shelling along the LOC in Punch, Rajouri, Uri and Chokibal early Friday morning. Several homes were damaged in Uri and Chokibal, and tragically, a woman lost her life in Uri. Shelling has continued relentlessly since the 22nd of April, the Pahalgam attack, in which 26 lives, mostly tourists, were lost. Pakistan has since intensified its cross-border aggression, and India, viewers, has responded with full force across sectors. I'm joined by Sanjeev Sood, former ADG BSF. In a short while from now, I'll also be joined by Group Captain Vienja, defense expert and ex-Air Force officer on this News9 special. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Sood. You know, I want to understand from you, sir. India is giving a strong response to Pakistan's provocations, shooting down 50 of their drones. Shouldn't this send out a loud and clear message that we are more than prepared for any kind of escalation?
Right, that is understandable, because once they had firstly attacked our tourists and killed them at Pahalgam, we needed to punish them. And this punitive action, I'm sure the authorities concerned, the military, the political leadership, must have factored in that Pakistan would retaliate or respond to our action against them on their soil. So this is to be expected, that we will continue to punish them until they stop their support to the militants. So extremely well done. We had thought, but point here is that we should never underestimate the enemy, because unless we have appreciated what resources they have got, we still haven't been able to appreciate what is in the minds of their military and political leadership. So we must continue to remain on guard, and kudos to the AD and the other army personnel and other services for having repelled these repeated attacks by Pakistani drones and missiles, as it were.
You to stay with us, Mr. Sood. In fact, we have some big news coming in, flashing right on your screens in a short while from now. What we're learning is that Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh met with CDS and 3 service chiefs. The meeting is currently underway. Remember, India gave a befitting reply to Pakistan's drone attacks last night. And what we're learning now is that the Indian Defence Minister met with CDS and 3 services chiefs. Given that the escalation is currently underway, Pakistan continues to violate ceasefire. It continues to provocate India, despite India giving it a befitting reply. Now here, India's befitting reply to Pakistan's drone attack. Drone attacks were effectively repulsed. This is a big statement from the Indian Army, viewers. Let me quickly take this. Second wave of drone attacks neutralized. A big shout out to our forces. The Pak forces launched multiple attacks using drones, but our, in fact, army acted swiftly. Multiple attacks were launched along western border. India's befitting reply to Pakistan's drone attack. Drone attacks were effectively repulsed. This is a big statement. They're coming in from the Indian Army. Right on your screens now. In a short while from now, we will show you Defence Minister Rajnath Singh right on your screens there, reviewing the situation at South Block with CDS General Anil Chauhan, Navy Chief Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi, Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi, Air Chief Marshal AP Singh and Defence Secretary RK Singh. There, in fact, the picture right on your screens. Worth a million words, viewers. Smiles on their faces speaks it all. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, they're reviewing the security situation at South Block with CDS General Anil Chauhan, Navy Chief Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathi, Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi, Air Chief Marshal there, AP Singh and Defence Secretary RK Singh. At this point, let me also introduce Group Captain V.N. Jha, defence expert and ex-Indian Air Force officer. Group Captain, earlier today, I also broke this news where 7 Jaish terrorists were eliminated by our brave forces in Samba. Pakistan is clearly setting up the infiltration attempts despite India's strong response under Operation Sindoor. The question is, what does this say about its intent, given that its own ministers are saying that they're ready to de-escalate if India backs down?
I hope they, they obeyed or they followed their own words that they will de-escalate if India stops. India had stopped after Operation Sindoor, which was against the barbarism that their terrorists had carried out at Pahalgam. And not only Pahalgam, even before Pahalgam, there were a series of attacks by the terrorists in Jammu Kashmir, some against the army vehicles, and some against the civilian as well, including targeted killing. So these were the type of nefarious activities being carried out by the radical groups, jihadists, at the behest of Pakistan armed forces. So it had to be avenged. The terror network, the terrorist groups had to be taught a lesson that they will have to pay the price for any misadventure that they carry out in India. And that was conveyed very well by Operation Sindoor. Matter ended there. It is unfortunate that what punishments were given to the jihadists for their misadventure within Indian territory. India had a right to defend itself. That is why it had struck. Pakistani organizations, Pakistani armed forces, as well as the polity, they chose again to side with their jihadists, with the terrorists. And that is why the pressure from the terrorists of the type of damages that were inflicted onto them, they prevailed upon the armed forces, their own Pakistani armed forces, and Pakistan declared an undeclared war. That is what we saw in the evenings of 7th, and that is what was in the ugliest form in the evening of 8th yesterday. Look, it is not a ceasefire anymore. Ceasefire happens across the line of control where you fire from the post to the post opposite. And here in this case, all major Air Force bases, army installations, they were attacked by Pakistan. It is not violation of ceasefire. It is a blatant offensive mounted against a sovereign nation. But India defended itself. When such attack comes in the concentrated form, you have to first save yourself, defend yourself. And we defended our air defense system and many other things, including the fighter aircrafts. They responded well. And again, to add on to that, Pakistani fighter aircrafts, they intruded within the Indian territory. And you are aware, some JF-17, and I believe one of their AWACS were also shot down. So this is nothing but the open war mounted against the Indian territory. I think time has come when India should adopt a posture, military doctrine of being proactive rather than responding. Look, when Galwan happened by China, we were responding. When Pakistan had happened earlier in 71 or 65, we had responded. It is a time that this is a new India. I think government of India, in consultation with the armed forces, should adopt a policy slightly different. That should be proactive. That should prevent any sort of assault onto your citizen and the armed forces. Here in this case, our civilians, they died. Many places, Kupwara, Samba, and many other places, they died. There are civilians. But we were unable to defend them because Pakistan mounted a very concerted, concentrated attack by air, by missile, by drone, by
Group Captain, let me interrupt you here. Like you rightly said that, civilian areas in Uri and Kupwara were hit. A woman lost her life. The question here also is, why is the world still silent when Pakistan is shamelessly, openly targeting innocents?
Look, this is what I was trying to prompt. Why the world is silent? Now look, it is our war. This war has been mounted by our neighbor onto us. Why should we keep on looking at the face of US or UN or the European Union? Who are they? Will they give us a nod and then we'll start acting? Look, we have